Hey everyone, Double J here. Warning, you guys might hear a little ringing in the background. If you do, it's just someone ringing the dinner bell. I haven't moved yet, and I would like to open this video by saying I will have, hopefully, my own apartment. Well, actually, hopefully not my own apartment. So, let me explain. So before I get into the RWBY-based stuff that I promised, I'm going to just explain something. My new girlfriend and I are sort of planning on moving in together. Yeah, I'm well aware that it's a sudden thing, but okay, let me explain. um, we both decided that it'd be a cool idea if the place will allow us to. Now, depending on where I'm set up, it might not be a possibility. However, the goal is to have her basically living in the same place as me because, well, long story short, I have OCD cleaning, so if I get started on cleaning, which currently I'm actually cleaning a lot of stuff, which is why in the background you see all my stuff, which I think I had there yesterday as well. But I'm packing up everything and moving everything. But when I get started on cleaning, it's like everything needs to be spotless. So there's that. And then she is extremely good at cooking. I'm pretty good at cooking to myself, but she's better. I'm not really like a professional or anything. She isn't either, but she's really good with recipes. Anyways, so basically we're everything that I suck at, she's good at. Everything she sucks at, I'm good at. So it helps with just living in an apartment, I guess. um, However, the cool part of this is not only will I have her around, so you might see her in a couple videos, um, but we'll also have my own setup. So a lot of the time in my videos, I'm just sitting wherever. So like I have random stuff in the background. I try to make sure the lighting's not too bad. I basically just make a mess. um, I don't have a specific setup. Like if you see all the other YouTubers, there's like the walls and everything are always the same. They always have the camera angle at a specific spot all the time. And it'll also make it easier for me to not only look more professional per se, but it'll help me keep like a specific area for it. Get away from there, fly. My window has a hole in the screen, so I tend to get flies in, and I hate it. It's like 2 flies currently. A couple days ago, there's a lot. Anyways, let's just move on. So yeah, the cool thing about the setup is also that I can hopefully have a PC. Currently, I have a PC, but it's not exactly a good PC. So it basically runs like a potato. And it's not even that good, like, for anything really. So I'm gonna have my own better PC. And a bunch of like I'm gonna have. Okay, so I'm really hoping to get Steam and play some games on there because I've been wanting to for quite a while. I will tell you right now, Undertale is the first game I'm gonna play. Yep. Well, a lot of it's from my channel as well as just wanting to play games. But Undertale's a game I've really wanted to play for quite some time. But anyways, so that'll really be cool, I think at least. I guess we're just gonna move into the RWBY stuff now. That's basically all I wanted to point out, and that's gonna be happening really soon. I'm not sure when, so just letting you guys know. But today we are going to be talking about my 5 top favorite things about RWBY, and yes, my hand wasn't fully on the camera. 5. Little warning: I do have the 5 things just listed on a piece of paper behind my camera. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I'd say what they actually are. Literally all I did was write down 5 bullet points. So it's like the 5 things. I'm going to go into detail on my own. But I will tell you right now, they're not in any specific order. They're not my 5 most favorite things. They're just 5 things that I really enjoy about RWBY and that I really do like, I guess. So let's just get into it. First of all, it's the characters. If you guys have seen RWBY, you will know there are so many characters, and each one of them is very unique. I can't even say who's my favorite because every character in RWBY is just, they're so awesome. And I always I do say when I've even got my mom to watch it recently. Yeah, we're on volume 4 now. Just started it. So we're almost there. We're almost to modern day. Um, but in RWBY, I always say well, that's weird. Anyways, I always say, oh, because the sun is shining right through my blinds. Sorry about that. But I always say oh, he's my favorite character, or oh, she's my favorite character, or this is my favorite song. We'll get into that later. Um, but I don't exactly have a favorite because there's just too many. There's so many characters that I'd absolutely love. I'm actually gonna put some behind my camera so it's angled a little better. That's better. You can also see my closet somewhat. Whatever. Um, Whatever. I'm wearing my old fedora because my new fedora is sad. I broke it. I'm gonna actually not use the. I don't like that. I don't like how my face is just bright. Anyways, fine. Do this. That not much better. Anyways, let's screw it. But the actual I don't know. It's the characters themselves are so unique and so awesome that there is no way that I can pick a favorite because they're all just so awesome. I will say, I'll admit the ones that I've admitted to be my favorite, which honestly I can't choose a favorite. Like if I watch a show and I say they're my favorite character, I can list those off right now. Because every time I see a scene where it introduces a new character, I'll be like, yes! So let me see if I can list off every character I've ever said is my favorite. Yang, obviously, because I dressed as her for... It was a cosplay. It was a gender bend cosplay, so I was a guy version of her at a convention. That's going to be coming up soon on the channel as well. I have cool pictures of that. But there's Yang, then there was... I'm not even going to go in order. There's Yang, there's Sun. He's pretty awesome. Neptune. Just love Neptune. He's hysterical. Okay, so I almost said Penny, but honestly, I can't say she's one of my favorites. Not yet. If they bring her back, yeah, she might be my favorite. But it was too drip. There's the bell. Oh well. Well, anyways, I'm gonna keep going. I'm not eating dinner. I already had some. Who else was there? Oh, Oscar was one. Obviously, Crow all time. Every time I see Crow, I just I have to fanboy in the corner. Yeah, I do squeal. It's kind of funny because he's voiced by my man Vic Mignogna. Anyways, who else? I think Raven was one of them because she was just awesome. Trying to think. Oh, was it Tyrion? Is Tyrion the Scorpion? Yeah, Tyrion, the Scorpion guy. Oh, he's so creepy, but I love him. He's one of my favorite villains. Neo is my all-time favorite villain ever out of anything. She's just awesome. Ironwood. Gosh, there's so many characters, and a lot of them you don't even see. Klein, the butler. Frickin' Klein was one of my favorites. Because he's got multiple personalities. Anyways. And I think that's basically it. There might be some other ones. I don't know. It's been too long since I've seen some of these. Most of them I'm just naming off from when my mom and I have watched it. And it's just every time she tries to watch, I'm like, wait till this part happens. She's like, shh. Yeah, anyways. So yeah, basically I'm just gonna move on because characters are freaking amazing. The actual voicing of them is just, it's so good. It makes them actually come to life, and their troubles and the emotions of it are just awesome. And that's another point, so I can't go too much into that. But anyways, the characters are freaking amazing. And I do actually relate it sometimes to Undertale because you get to see their personalities through the way they talk or through the way they act. And that's what made Undertale such a good game, and what made RWBY such a good show for characters, because there's so many of them and each one of them is a unique character. So yeah, the second thing I'm going to mention is the world, the actual world that they live in. And I am going to change one of these to another thing because I'm going to specify that in this one. The world they live in is just filled with mystery. And it's because it's a world that we don't know anything about. So as the viewer, you're forced to think outside the box because you're not used to what they have to deal with. So we don't have Grimm in this world, obviously. So it's just like you have to think about how things are going to go, which is why it brings me to the fan theory part of this bullet. Since we don't know anything about it, it leaves so much space for fan theories or fan alternative universes or all this other stuff. So many fan related things where people make their own characters, they make their own stories, they make their own theories. I love making theories, so that's one of my favorite things to do in these. And it's amazing because they do hint a lot about the actual world itself, or like about the past of the world, like the wizard. That was a theory I actually got correct about who the wizard was. I'm gonna spoil a lot of stuff in this video just so you all know. But Ozpin being the wizard, like that was something I just guessed because it was Wizard of Oz. Like it made sense, and it was originally like a joke almost, but then it became like he started to have more signs that maybe he wasn't exactly just a professor or the headmaster. He could actually be someone else. So like after time, kind of, I'm like, is he seriously the wizard? Like you can't be. You got to be joking me. Like this can't be. And it actually ended up being. I'm like, I was gonna make a fan theory video on it. Funny story. The day I was, or like I was gonna post it. I think that weekend. So I had made a video and everything. I didn't post it right away because I was gonna wait till the weekend. And so the videos come out on YouTube after they come out on the Rooster Teeth Sexual website. And I went to the website and I saw that there was another episode. I'm like, oh cool, I gotta go watch it on YouTube when it comes out. And so that week I had made the video and I was gonna post it that weekend. And I ended up watching the video before like I had uploaded before I was gonna upload the video the video I had made for the fan theory. They actually announced it in that episode. I'm like, oh no. So I was barely late on that, and I still have the video and everything because I was just so proud of it. And you can tell it's my older phone. Like this is my crappy video phone, but it's good for like gaming, but it sucks for camera. And then I have another phone that was really good with camera, and now it has a crack going straight across the camera, so it doesn't really record very well with a crack right through it. And then there was my oldest phone. Well, not my oldest, but my phone before both of these phones. That was actually the same type of phone that was the one with the crack in it, but it was worse quality because I always recorded in a different video quality. I don't know what to call it. I don't know. I don't exactly know much about the video quality aspect of making videos, so that's something I'm still learning. But I always had it on a different setting, so I was so upset when they uploaded that. And fan theories in general are just amazing because it makes people think. They put together parts of the show that other people won't get. Like part of my fan theory was that Ozpin had multiple attacks when fighting Cinder. Like there was a small scene, and as a writer I actually pick up on this stuff because writers will use epic moments like battles that are just epic and it draws your attention to explain tiny details, and you're less likely to pick them up if you're in like it just intrigued and stuck in the battle itself. So that made it really cool for me because, well, as a writer, I could pick up on some of this stuff. So I rewatched the show like over and over again. I think it was like 100 times, to be honest. I've probably seen the show 100 times each season. Each volume, my bad. I keep calling them seasons. But yeah, so basically what happened was he has like one attack that's basically like him doing I keep referring it to, or I keep relating it to Hinata's attack. Because it's like she's moving, but she's not moving. It looks she's moving so fast, it looks like she's not moving. Or there's like multiples of her. So he makes like a barrier to basically he blocks every attack, and it looks like he's just a shield. Or he's like he's moving in a perfect circular pattern. So it looks like he's just a shield of power. And then he also has an attack that is literally just him creating a bubble, and it protects him. Like that's two different attacks, and both look like they were a different type of semblance at that point. And like in this world, people only have one semblance. So it's like, what's going on here? And if you don't notice that, then you're just like, big whoop. Like it's just part of the battle, but it's actually really important. And that was part of my theory was that he kept saying in the show that there was magic instead of semblance or dust or all the other stuff that had to do with like mankind. But there was a type of magic in this world. So that was like my theory was perfect because it wasn't a semblance, it wasn't dust, it was his actual abilities, and so that therefore it must have been magic. And that was like the final detail of the actual theory, but I had like a bunch of other stuff in between. Anyways, I'm just gonna move on. But like the aspect of the silver eyes was amazing because we don't know what's gonna happen. It has everyone on the edge of their seats because now Ruby has this power that is from actual legends in this world. And if we had lived in that world, maybe we would know more about this because they do use folk story or like bedtime stories like children tales a lot, or like folk tales or whatever. And it is very important to the storyline because all these things about the past are almost legends at this point. So it's like a lot of it's little tiny details that if we were in that world, maybe we would know, but we don't because we're not there. We're a viewer, just seeing it from what we know from what they've said. So it makes it really cool when you have all these things like the Silver Eyes, the Grim, all these different characters like Salem, who looks like she's a person, which also looks like she's a Grim. There's like so many small details that make it impossible to know what's going to happen next, which is why people make theories. And it's why people are just always so intrigued in this, because they don't know what's going to happen. And that's what makes the world so unique, is that it's so many small details that, like an eye color, like that shouldn't be important, but in this show, it's one of the most important details of the show. So it makes everyone want to watch more, to figure out what's going to happen. And it's a perfect way to keep people in the show, like to keep them just stuck in the mode of like, this is amazing. Like it's just, I love it. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Is the music. Yeah, so the music itself is freaking amazing. I cannot, once again, I cannot name a favorite because there's just so many. But I don't know how many songs there are now. There's probably like over 100 something by now. One of my favorite songs. I can't say my favorite, but one of my favorite songs is "Bad Luck Charm," and it's I think Crow's battle theme, which was pretty interesting because if you know his semblance, it's bad luck. I just love the music. Like each character kind of has their own music, and each each sound or each like song. Okay, I'm gonna get into this a bit. Each season had a different kind of tone to it, or each volume. My bad. But like volume one was kind of like, yeah, we're gonna be heroes. We're gonna save the day. We're gonna stop all crime all on our own. Like we got this. Then volume two is like, well, things are getting a bit darker and we don't really know what to do, but we still have friends helping us through it. Like we still have hope and everything, and we're meeting all these new friends who are helping us along the way. Volume three, mirrors will shatter. That's all I'm gonna say. That was a quote from the opening intro. This will be the day. I can't remember what the names of the songs are. Sorry. But it's the opening to volume three. Even saying mirrors will shatter, and it's like you're seeing the past of yourself, but now you know how dark the world is. So like you cannot expect yourself to be the only one to take on this world, and it's not going to be an easy journey, which originally they thought it was going to be. They knew they could do it, and all of a sudden they're starting to have a bit of hesitation. They're starting to think maybe we can't do this. Volume 4. The opening for it is "Let's Just Live," and that's a really good song because basically it's the tone of the show goes from being a naive child to being a teenager who's like, yeah, we're struggling a bit, but I got friends to help me out. Volume 3, we have to grow up. We have to grow up and realize that this isn't exactly as easy as we thought it would be. Volume 4, you gotta go through it either way. You cannot let the sacrifices you've made be in vain. Volume 5. Sorry everyone, my camera stopped recording. Volume 5. Literally just gets to the point where you're on a journey on your like people they're all scattered, but they still go through with it. They still do what they can to fix the wrongs that have been done, to give the sacrifices that have been made a purpose. So, Volume 6 is something I'm very excited for, especially after seeing what's his name, Adam Torres's clip. Like it shows his backstory of it, which is really cool. But anyways, let's just move on. So the soundtrack itself does express emotion throughout the series, and each volume it gets more and more mature, but it's like forcibly mature. So it's like they don't have a choice. They just have to grow up. And each volume it gets more and more dark or grim. Get it? Anyways, I'm gonna move on now because I don't know how much storage space my phone actually has because my camera sucks and it takes up a lot of storage space. So let's just move on. Um, so number 4 is ships. I ship every character, to be honest. If you don't know what shipping is, it's where you take one character and you put them in a relationship with another character, and then you support that team or that couple the whole way through. So it's like it's just a couple that either fans make up or it's actually in the show, and you really support it. Like you're like, yes, kiss already. Like it's stupid, but anyways, hopeless romantic kind of has to make these ships as they call them. But anyways, I've already mentioned I do have a favorite ship from this show, and it's actually one of my favorite ships of all time. Ren and Nora. They are just too cute together. Like, this is the thing in these kind of shows, especially. Opposites are the best to be shipped together. Like, Ren and Nora, Blake and Yang, Ruby and Weiss. That's one of the ships I support as well. Yeah, it's weird. I have two. I literally ship every character together. Velvet and Coco, for crying out loud. Like, all of them work really well because they're complete opposites. So, I don't know. I just freaking love making ships. And this, I'm going to call it an anime because it basically is at this point. The way that they make the characters, this has time with characters as well. So, I guess I'm just going to make a separate category. But the way the characters react to each other is a huge part of the show as well. It makes shipping very intertwined. It makes them very good together. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I love shipping. And this show is perfect to ship characters with. And yes, it is something that really shouldn't be part of like my favorites. But for crying out loud, Ren and Nora. If there's a ship as good as them, then yeah, it's worth it. And then we're gonna get to number 5. Now, this is one that kind of ties in with all the others in a way. But it's like the essence of the show is emotion. And by emotion, I mean, let's see if I can list all the emotions I felt. Excitement, laughter, freaking Jean, he makes everyone laugh. So like, let's see, excitement, laughter, just like on the edge of my seat for like fights. There's really cool battle scenes. It makes me feel like inspired to go design weapons. I have a bunch of pictures on my wall that are just like weapons I've drawn, and I've drawn like custom weapons that are RWBY like, where they have multiple functions. Um, let's see what else is there. Oh, well, definitely. I'm trying to do them in order though. I don't know, just like romance. I don't freaking know. I mean, ships, for crying out loud. There's romance everywhere. Um, Friendship, I guess. And then it gets to the point where it's like a little bit of hesitation to be like, I don't know what to call it. It's like, um, makes you a bit apprehensive. Like it makes you a bit like nervous of what's gonna happen next. Anxious. And then the biggest one, I'm just gonna name this one right now because I know it's important, is pure sadness. I'll tell you right now, as someone who didn't really like Penny as much, like I loved her character, I love how peppy she is. The thing that killed me on the inside was when Penny was turned to quarters. And yes, I absolutely hate that meme. It's something that like I've seen everywhere. It's on the internet. It's like Pyrrha turned Penny to quarters. Like how dare you? It's a get it Penny quarters anyways. Um so yeah, basically that made me really angry. Like it triggered me. It actually triggered me. And I forgot to mention I have a soundboard now on this phone, so I can't record and do the soundboard crap. I have a meme soundboard. I was gonna do the triggered sound. Dang it. Oh well, I'll do that later, I guess. I'll figure out a way to do it without having to mess up the recording. Anyways, though, just like the sadness of characters when they die or when they suffer is it makes it actually I can actually feel it like immediately, and I always take the the perspective of characters a lot of time. I'll feel what they feel like as kind of like just by seeing it, and that's something in real life too. If someone cries, I start to cry. It's just it's natural for me. Um, Cry baby, get used to it. Tell you right now, if Jess is on the channel, I'm gonna be crying a lot. It's a little warning. Also, my finger was bleeding earlier. Ow. Anyways, yeah, Jess is kind of she's a complete sadist at this point. um, and she's probably gonna make me really, but she's gonna make me blush and she's gonna make me cry and she's gonna make me flustered. Three things I'm gonna have to suffer through. But anyways, so yeah, get used to that. Also, she triggers me. She brings up all the saddest anime moments. It's like, how dare you, Jess? How dare you make me look like a baby? But I am a baby. Sad fish. Anyways, let's just keep going. But like the way that Jean reacts to losing Pyrrha, like that killed me on the inside. When my mom and I were watching it, I kind of ruined it because I was talking through the whole thing. Like I was just like, no, 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 don't you dare! Like I couldn't. I can never stay silent during the show. And my mom's just like, so it like ruins the moment. It's just like she's like, shut up over there. Like, anyways, so I literally left her the DVD and she can watch it later. But that was the thing I wanted to see her reaction because he was all so happy, and then Pyrrha died, or Penny died, and then Pyrrha died, and then Weiss almost died. She hasn't gotten that far yet, but like all this stuff is happening. It's like the emotions are everywhere. And we just got to the part where Oscar and Osmond talk for the first time in a mirror. Yeah, so we are pretty far away from the recent day, but we're getting really close. And like I could see a bit of a reaction on her when I literally like I looked at her right after Pyrrha was stabbed with the arrow, shot with the arrow, stabbed, whatever the word is. She was dead, and my mom just looked and she's like, "What?" Like she's just like in shock. So like the emotions of this are so sometimes they're so unexpected that they get you. Also like when Jean's new armor or like his armor and his shield thing are actually made out of Pyrrha's metal from her armor and her tiara thing. That actually really got me. I was very like just carrying on with the memory of someone who you loved who is gone, and you use them to make you stronger. It's like, oh, they're doing everything to my heart at this point. They're just killing it, and then they're reviving it, and then they're killing it again. I don't know. The emotions were just huge in this show, and they tie together to the characters. The characters, they show these emotions through the way they react to other characters, the way they sound, the way they look. Everything was perfect. The actual like inspirational parts of this, which is still technically an emotion, it's all drawn by like the fan theories and everything. Like people look at it and like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I got to do something to explain this. Like what happens? It makes you really on the edge of your seat. The music itself is always emotional. I mean, what is it? Casey Lee Williams? Is that her name? Is that the guy or the girl? I can never remember. There's like the rapper guy. There's the regular singer guy, and then there's the vocalist who's female. I can never remember. Dang it. But Casey Lee Williams, I think her. I can't remember who Casey is. But whoever that is does really good music. That's a lot of the RWBY soundtrack is composed of just that. But there's like all these different emotions through the soundtrack. So there's happiness, sadness, reluctancy. Like there's all these different things in the actual music. And if you read the lyrics too, like just the lyrics alone, it gets pretty dark. And you can see it throughout the show. Like the ships, I mean, for crying out loud, it makes you really like it makes you want to root for romance at that point. So that's like a huge emotion. I don't know, that's basically it. But like emotion ties together everything at this point. It's the thing that glues the show together and makes it so amazing. So yeah. Hope you guys like day 2 of my 5-day RWBY series. I might do other stuff after this week as well. I decided, but I'm gonna do these 5 days in a row. and upload that, and then I'll be back for the most part with normal stuff. And then I might do other like RWBY based episodes in the future, but they're not going to be actual series. But yeah, day 2, which means there's only 3 days left after today. After today, whatever. There's 5 days from the day I started, so whatever. I'm not good with math anymore, and I used to get 100 on my regents and my midterms. I suck at math now. I haven't done math in forever. Well, you know what? I have a math question. Forgot what the math question was. It was related to RWBY. Dang it! Oh, it was the. How do you get 25 of something without? How do you get 25 of something without lifting a finger? You turn to paper and use the 10 penny and a quarters trick. Never mind. It was still. I don't remember how it goes, but I've actually heard that as like a math question. And I swear, if my teacher taught me that in school, I would slap them. I don't care if they're a teacher, I would slap them. And I probably wouldn't. I'd probably be expelled or suspended. I wouldn't want to have that happen. I was a star student. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed day 2 of RWBY series. Tomorrow we'll be doing another reaction video on someone else's video, so hope you guys are excited for that. And anyways, hope to see you all in the next video. Just kidding, you'll see me because videos are one-sided. I almost messed up the outro. I need an intro. Anyways, almost messed up the outro. Bye.